so much for being here. I'm Liz in Career Services at Walsh, and we just want to thank you all for joining today. It's going to be a great presentation. We have David George and Adam Conrad from Great Recruiters. They're in their local company, and they're going to talk about their company, some openings they have, and just some tips for job seekers. So with
awesome.
that,
Beautiful.
No, thank you. I appreciate you. Let me go ahead and share my screen here real quick. You guys can see my kids.
We finally
Awesome.
got an updated photo of the kids.
Indeed. Well, hey, thanks for all that can join, and welcome to everybody who's going to be listening to this online. My name's Adam Conrad, and I'm the founder, CXO of Great Recruiters. And really, our mission as an organization is to help transform the way that job seekers find jobs by connecting them with great recruiters in their community. We are an experience management and brand promotion platform that services the staffing industry, and we can talk a little bit more about what that is, but we like feedback and reviews as much as the next person, and we've been recognized by many different places as being a leading performer in our space. As I mentioned, my name is Adam Conrad. Give you a little background. I've been in the staffing industry for about 25 years. So a lot of the experience that I had on the other side of being a recruiter, running recruitment teams, running a staffing firm, really led me to starting Great Recruiters, because I saw there was a great need in the industry to create more transparency. If anybody's ever worked with a recruiter, sometimes you just don't know what you're going to get. And I think the reputation of recruiters has not always been glowing. And my goal was to help those agencies, those recruiters who want to elevate themselves above that poor reputation and connect with great job seekers, have an easy way to do so through our platform. And join with me today is one of our first hires, David George. David?
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you, Adam. Yeah, so as Adam said, I'm David George, head of customer success for the team here at Great Recruiters, coming up on 4 years in July. Thank you. Yeah. But yeah, no, just, I mean, obviously had the pleasure of working with Adam and kind of growing, the business. And again, as you'll find out, we're kind of at the point where we have a handful of, positions open where we're looking to grow and expand the team, and, would love to work with some local Michigan people. So yeah, we'll dive into some more on those details as we get going here.
Yeah, and I will mention, as David came in, as our organization, and one of the exciting opportunities working with a startup is the opportunities are endless, right? It's not working for a large corporation where you typically get pigeonholed. Everybody in our organization has a voice when we're a small team looking to grow and not just provide a product, but provide really an industry solution to solve a big problem. We're looking for people who want to help other people and are excited about being able to help transform the way people find jobs and helping them in their careers. For me, it was one of the most satisfying things I've done aside from Great Recruiters was putting somebody in the right seat at the right organization. And unfortunately, there are some recruiters out there that don't kind of care about that as much, and they're more interested in putting butts in seats. So we can talk a little bit about that. But just to give you a little overview about us, we were founded in 2017. We're based here in Troy, Michigan. I'm a Troy resident. Our team works around the country, remote and hybrid. David here is local. I'm happy to have him local here. We would like to establish more of a local presence, but also understand, the flexibility that's needed in today's workforce. Everybody has life happening all around them, and we want to help support and foster a culture and an environment that allows people to work the way that they're going to be best suited to work. Our primary customers are staffing agencies and recruiters, and we work with agencies and recruiters in the IT engineering space, accounting and finance, HR, marketing, executive search, and quite a bit also in healthcare staffing. And the reason we exist is we are in this reviews economy. And if you think about the way you make decisions on reviews based on where you want to eat, where you might travel to and stay in a home. We're bringing that to the recruiting industry. You look at your Uber drivers, you have a rating, they have a rating. So reviews are everywhere. And Great Recruiters is really bringing that transparency to this industry through the reviews that we produce through our platform. And we understand that we want to align job seekers with recruitings and agencies that they can trust. I look at recruiters as being something that should be someone that's connected to a job seeker for their career, right? Not just for the next placement. And I really see this is where we want to help transform the industry to help them become talent agents and provide you with the ability to connect with recruiters that are aligned with your careers, that can help you with your own career progression, not just finding the next job. So we have distinctions around top rated that we're doing to help those firms that we believe are doing it really well and that are highly rated. We do a lot to help publicize that. So from our marketing roles, there's not only marketing of our brand to our audience that we're selling to, but also a lot of marketing and lifting up our clients. So there's a lot from a marketing standpoint that we're looking to accomplish. And we really understand that, you know, top talent, you want to work with great recruiters and great agencies. If you ever worked with a recruiter, you don't know who they are. And so we're trying to provide this kind of transparency where you look at this image on the right of that, you know, Shannon is top rated. She has 123 reviews, and give people the information they want of like, is this somebody I should call back? Is this somebody I should trust? And really, without great recruiters, there is no way of really knowing that. You can always look at Google reviews, but a lot of people, you know, they're forcing those reviews. And so we get down to the individuals. So not only do you know you might be working with a great agency, but you're also working with a great recruiter within that agency. And when you look at great recruiters as a product, the reason our firms that we work with are so highly rated is because it is built for them to help elevate their performance and add value at every level. So the recruiters are understanding how are they servicing the job seekers, the talent, right? Everybody talks about candidate experience, but yet it's so poor for so many people. We create that vehicle to give job seekers and clients the voice to say, was it really good? Was it bad? We give leadership the ability to really stay connected and make sure that their organizations are really coming through with the promises that they're making people, and their operations are going to make it simple for you to go through their processes, and then also helping them with their marketing and sales perspective. So from an overall platform, really the core of what we do is experience management. And that's getting real-time feedback on the agencies, on the recruiters, on the payroll, on the HR, from their clients, from the people that they're servicing, you, and giving them the ability to make sure that they're doing a great job ensuring that quality of service. Then we also have a social proof side that helps to drive that reviews and ratings out there on Google search results across their social media profiles. And what it's designed to do is to help you see that somebody's, hey, they're great recruiter certified. It's somebody I should talk to. It's somebody that I can trust. And then we stand behind that with our certification and awards. Once again, it's much for them to stand out, but also so they can become more recognized in the marketplace as job seekers are looking for jobs. And the next piece that we're going to be having launching here later this year is a great place for all talent to be able to come to great recruiters and not just be a platform, but to be a destination for you, where you can search for, hey, I'm in Michigan. I'm looking for a recruiter that specializes in marketing or business and finance. And through all of our firms that we work with, we'll have a directory for you to be able to connect with. So, you know, you can go and apply to a job, get lost in that black hole, maybe get called back, maybe get an automated message. Our job is to help you connect with those people that help folks like you and make it really easy, simple, and meaningful for you to do so. So just a little bit about the product for those who might be interested in opportunities with us. As I mentioned, this is all about real-time actionable feedback. We see it everywhere. We see it at the banks. We see it after we eat somewhere. I just went parasailing and they asked for a review. And so everybody's asking for this feedback, and we're doing this down to the agency level, down to the recruiter level. The other piece that we have is our public profiles and digital assets. And this is where somebody on our marketing team is also going to take a really big role in helping to continue to drive this, because if we can't help our clients stand out, we can't help the job seekers find them. And so we want to provide personality behind who that recruiter is. It's not about what their career was, but it's about what does he like to do? What does she like to do? What are her interests? What types of jobs does she have? What types of reviews are they getting? And so helping you as a job seeker make decisions on who to work with is a core piece of what our digital assets and public profiles are intended to do. Internally for our companies, they're motivating and feeling great about what they're doing. And when you get that feedback, you want to do a good job. And so just know that when you're working with somebody who's on Great Recruiters, there are processes in place to make sure that they ensure the quality of that interaction, which helps you as the job seeker know that you're going to be working with a company that is committed to providing quality of service for you. And then we have the ability for our clients to get feedback, not just on the recruiting side, but from like compliance and onboarding. How was that experience? How's the beginning of assignments? Very often you get placed and you never hear from somebody. They get the check, they're gone, right? Our clients are making sure that they're ensuring the quality of that assignment, that good alignment, getting end feedback on the facilities or the end clients where you're placed. How do you feel about the core culture? How do you feel about the management? How do you feel about the interview process? These are all the things that we're doing to help bring this data back into the agencies so they can better share this with you as job seekers, so you can make sure that you're being aligned with an organization that is going to be most suitable for you. Okay. And as I mentioned, the awards and recognitions, if you're on LinkedIn, and you see a recruiter and you're looking for a job and they have that GR badge, I would say that it's a great place to start. Today, when you look for a job, you're either going to hit your network, right? You're going to go through your career services. You might apply to jobs on Monster, Indeed, Dice. I don't even know if they're still around, but you're kind of giving yourself up to the world with no control. And that can be a challenge and it can be frustrating. And I think that's what a lot of job seekers experience, is that frustration. And so through Great Recruiters, we're helping those agencies that have those great processes in place, that aren't going to ghost you, that are going to be responsive and genuine. They're going to be advisors and transparent. Our awards and recognition are helping them to kind of stand out. So if you are out there looking for a recruiter and you see somebody who's GR certified, I would definitely recommend it be a great place to start in talking to those individuals. I'm going to pause there and just open up for any questions for anybody on the line that I can answer before we move on. Liz, I know you have a question.
Well, I don't know if you said this already, but how many recruiters or recruiting companies do you work with?
Yeah, we have over 120 staffing firms that we work with today across those industries, and that represents probably over 7,000 recruiters. We also have hundreds of recruiters that are independents that are using our services as well. And we're continuing to grow as we have that directory. That's our goal, is to really, my goal is to have every staffing industry, every staffing firm on here that wants to be part of it. But that's where we're at today. And, we have candidates that reach out all the time, and we typically have a firm that can help in an area that they're looking for.
That's great.
Adam,
Scott?
I have a question. I wanted to know, what do you think are the most important qualities for someone to excel in the roles that you're looking for, specifically the marketing one?
Yeah, we're a startup. And so I think somebody from a marketing perspective needs to wear a lot of different hats. I think somebody needs to, first of all, understand, and I think for me personally, has to believe that reviews are important and understands the influence that they have on the buyer's journey or the job seeker's journey. From a core values perspective, we want people who are genuine, who are responsive, who can provide advice and guidance and are transparent, are responsive. We have a couple different marketing roles that we can talk about, but we look for people who want to wear a lot of different hats, people that want to have a voice. I think we've accomplished a lot in the last 5 years, but I honestly think this is just the beginning. As we launch our directory and we do more to help publicize who these great recruiting firms are, I'm looking for somebody from a marketing standpoint that can think outside the box and really help not just drive our brands forward, but drive our clients' brands forward.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. Scott?
So I was going to ask a question. With the recruiters that you work with, you read all types of LinkedIn articles that are just out there from people giving ideas about searches. Are your recruiters connected with the hiring managers that people would want to contact, or are they connected to the HR people? Because it seems that the stories out there, or the narrative out there, is that if you can find a way to get a connection to the HR manager, to the hiring manager, a little better of a context in a conversation and an opportunity to really impress the person that you'll end up working for.
Yeah, I think that's there's not one answer to that question, Scott. In my experience as a recruiter in my 25 years, we had relationships and trust with those hiring managers. So when we're bringing them a candidate, they trust us and they trust our process of what we're bringing in. So we're actually a better foot in the door than somebody blindly going in there. I will say this: the best way to find a job, the first thing you should do is hit your network. Find the people you like, find the people that trust you, because that recommendation goes a long way. And we push really hard for our firms to drive referrals, because we understand referrals are going to help you get the attention. When you're looking at 200 applicants, right, as an HR manager, it's like you don't know who's who. And you might see something on paper, but when an agency can come in and say, hey, I've met with this person, I've talked to this person, this is what their reference and say, or if you have a friend that knows that hiring manager, anytime you can get that personal one-on-one connection that can speak on your behalf, that's like reading a review, right? We trust that. We trust people's opinions. And so through our process, that's where we're trying to create more trust with the recruiters. So you can read reviews from people like yourself to say, okay, enough people like this person, I should give them a shot. When you're working with an agency, if you're working with an agency, a lot of major corporations, their talent agents are not recruiters. They are facilitators of information. They are using a lot of AI, a lot of things to their applicant tracking systems to shortcut, shortlist, and that could leave you in the dark. And other agencies, do have direct contact with managers, but a lot of them also are part of larger managed service projects. Or maybe you have, I worked with Chrysler. I don't know who they are now. What is their name now? It used to be Daimler. Now it's
Stellantis.
Stellantis. Yeah, they change every couple of years, so I don't know. But with Stellantis, we were one of 30 vendors. But because of the quality that we provided, we would still get that direct hiring manager. So when they saw a resume come over from us, they're going to give them a better chance. So I'm not saying that finding a staffing firm or a recruiter is the best way to find a job. I'm certainly saying that if you've exhausted your personal network, would you rather find somebody that's experienced in what you do and has high success in placing people like you? Or would you blindly want to just apply to jobs on LinkedIn and post and pray?
I was going to say just real quick on that, Adam. I attended a webinar last week just on the industry. I took a screenshot of a stat, but it said referrals are 16 times more likely to get placed in today's market. So again, like hitting your network. And I mean, I'm just thinking back, I've gotten every job I've had from someone that I know.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And it's amazing the amount of people, we don't advertise it heavily, but the amazing amount of people that reach out to us directly to say, hey, look, do you know a great recruiter who specializes in marketing or manufacturing or, IT? And, the great thing is that we have firms of all different types and sizes that service pretty much everything in the industry that we can get them aligned with. My goal would be that every job seeker would have their own bench of talent agents, right? The athletes have it. So imagine if you have 3 to 5 trusted recruiters, and the value of a recruiter is when you talk to, if there's a company you're targeting, let's say it's Facebook, okay? It can get tough to get into Facebook, but you align yourself with a recruiter who does placements at Facebook, okay? They a lot of times have a better into that organization. So really understanding where you want to go, a recruiter is going to have a much better understanding of what market conditions are. A great recruiter should. They're going to have more access to more opportunities because staffing firms are becoming more verticalized, right? They're becoming less generalists. And so from that perspective, if you are top talent and you're looking for a job, connecting with a recruiter that's highly connected to multiple companies is going to expand your opportunities and reach. Tip for someone looking but currently working and does not want the current employer to know they're looking. How do you use your all right, great question, and something that great recruiters wants to solve. As we evolve as an organization, as I mentioned, if you have recruiters that you work with that you've already established a relationship with, those are the people you want to talk to, because recruiters love passive talent, right? You don't want to post a resume because you don't want your boss to see it. You don't want to post anonymous because they don't know who you are, and usually people don't respond to anonymous stuff. So I would say for you, reach out to the people you trust. Message them, let them know, and let them know that, hey, it's confidential, but reach out to the people you trust. Now, when you're working with recruiters, they're not going to want to put you in a bad situation because they want to help you. And so from that perspective, imagine you have that talent team of 3 to 5 recruiters and you're ready to make that move. You nudge them and say, hey, look, I'm ready for my next career change. Now you have people that are working on your behalf. They're working with passive talent that their competitors might not be working with, and they have a better opportunity to align you to those opportunities. But unless you want to put that little circle on, I'm looking for a job on LinkedIn, I would recommend sticking to your network of people that you trust, and networking with past coworkers. Sometimes you find out that they're in management positions. So leverage LinkedIn to do that research to see where people might end up. And that's where I'd start from that perspective.
And I'll just add on that again, in that same webinar that I watched last week, it mentioned, I got the stat here as well, 73% of candidates are passively searching for jobs. So you're not alone in this kind of journey. There's a lot of people who are in that same boat, maybe not overly happy with where they're at, but don't want to blatantly be like, I'm looking. So leveraging that network, as Adam said, is critical.
Yep. Any other questions that I can answer for you right now? Awesome. Oh, go ahead, please.
No, I was just going to say, any other advice for job seekers? I know the most important thing is networking, but any other practical advice that you would give individuals that are struggling to find their next opportunity?
For me, I always encouraged anybody that I worked with to understand their MVDP. And I used to call them the most damn valuable professionals. And really, this is somebody who understands their motivators, their differentiators, their value, and their perspective of where they fit within the market, within an organization, and within that role. So if we think about motivators, hiring managers want to know what motivates you. And if you don't know yourself, it's tough. And so how do you stand out when you're in that interview process? Understanding what's going to motivate you, what's going to drive you forward. Is it money? Is it culture? Understanding those things, what decision criteria you're going to make and prioritize when you're looking to make a career decision. I really do believe people are trying to find purpose beyond pay. Pay will come when you find the job that's aligned. Differentiators. You know, when you look at yourself, you're not one of, you know, you look at an actuary, there's only like 200 actuaries, right? They're going to go get jobs because there aren't many of them. But when you're in a marketing role or you're in a development role, like understanding how you differentiate yourself from the competitors, you know, the other talent out there, and how you differentiate yourself and how that might be aligned with what the companies and objectives are or goals for the job is really important. And understand the value that you bring. This is one thing I asked a lot of candidates, like, what's your value? They're like, well, I develop in Java. I'm like, no, that's not your value. That's just what you do. What do you bring to the table? What's going to make you kind of stand out and stand above the rest? And then also there's perspective. You know, not everyone is the absolute expert at what they do, and understanding where you kind of have that self-evaluation or where you fall. And are your expectations, is your perspective aligned with what reality might be in the marketplace? I think people far too often, you know, are getting out of college and they want 120,000, they want all these things, and people kind of chuckle. It's like your perspective is off. And so by doing the research and understanding, you know, what other people are making, and I think there's a lot more transparency around salary, but understanding where your perspective is, not only about what matters to you, but where you think you can fit in. And so for me, when you get to that point of interviewing for a job, you know, it's not about them hammering you with questions. You're looking to make a fit. And so have those questions ready to help find alignment, because the reality is the truth's going to come out. It's either going to come out in your first 30 days or not, but really trying to figure out. And I think that just shows that, you know, you're engaged with it, you're thinking about it, you're figuring out where you fit into what they're looking to solve, because a job's open because they have a problem to solve. And how does everything that you bring help solve that problem and help that organization move itself forward towards reaching its goals? Was that helpful, Cheryl?
Yeah. I also want to ask about LinkedIn. Do you agree that's like the #1 place next to, of course, using recruiters and all these other websites, but LinkedIn, if you don't have a LinkedIn profile in today's market, you know, I think you're behind the game, correct?
LinkedIn, from a recruiter perspective, from an HR, I think there's a lot of things to consider. Your brand is out there, whether or not you invest in that brand. So having a lack of social media or having a lack of LinkedIn is your brand, and you're kind of an unknown. So LinkedIn, to me, for a job seeker, is your podium to not brag, but to talk about those things that give you purpose, those things that you're passionate about. That's what people are also looking for, is a little bit more of that beyond the resume side of it. And so I would definitely say, if you're not on LinkedIn, you should be, because it's a great way to connect to your past coworkers, past managers, get recommendations, as the former question, like, what do you do if you don't want your boss to know you're looking? LinkedIn is a great avenue to kind of remember who you might have worked with in the past. But I pass up many LinkedIn profiles that didn't give much insight. But then on other sides, recruiters are smart and they're like, oh man, they have Ruby on Rails. I'm going to call this person anyways, because it's a niche skill set. So I'm willing to call anybody that has Ruby on Rails. But if you're a marketing manager, oh man, your LinkedIn page should speak everything from a marketing perspective, because that's the role that you're portraying. So I'd say, depending on what role you're looking for, your LinkedIn profile should align with that. Any other questions I can answer for you? All right, I'll go ahead and move on then and answer. Oh, there's one in the chat. Value system. Scott, I don't know if you were just commenting or wanted more insight on value system, or just making a good point.
I was just commenting on what you were saying when you were listing some of the things that employers are looking for and what you as the job seeker is looking to bring to the table. And you actually hit on it, and as I was typing it, you hit on it, so I just hit enter anyway.
Cool, cool. Oh, awesome. I'm glad we're aligned there. So this was the question, who do you work with? You know, we work with some of the top highly rated staffing firms and recruiters. If you look at Great Recruiters and you do a search for our companies, we're in healthcare, IT, you know, engineering, executive. We've also branched out in the UK as well. And so what I love and why you can trust these companies is they would not invest in a platform like ours and spend that money unless they truly cared. And I think that just itself being on our platform provides credibility to what they're doing. Now, they might have some things to work out and get those ratings up there, but that's why we're there. We're there to help make them better. And, you know, we've been recognized as a company that's done a pretty good job doing so. Okay. So just kind of moving on a little bit. So for us, we are growing. We have hit this point where the great work that David and our sales team and our marketing has gotten us to, we're at the point now that we're kind of bringing out Great Recruiters 2.0 with the directory, with the marketplace. We have typically outsourced our marketing efforts, and we have grown to a point that we're looking to really build a marketing team internal. We're looking for somebody from a senior marketing manager perspective that can help drive strategy, direction, be there in the day-to-day, understand our customers, the messaging, but also understand the job seeker side as we're continuing to then market to them. For us, you mentioned LinkedIn. Every staffing firm, every recruiter is on LinkedIn. So for us, that is our number one place where we can market. In healthcare, it's Facebook. So we're looking for somebody that has a really not social media. We want social media, but we want somebody that understands different ways. We see the Instagrams, I look at my kid on Snapchat, TikToks, like there's all these different ways that are becoming avenues for companies to market themselves, their personas, and each one has a little bit different value. So somebody who understands the value of the different social media platforms and how to position content in the right way that's going to resonate with that audience is definitely somebody that we're looking for. We continue to evolve and grow our business development group. So we look for people who are, you know, entry level that want to do sales development, that are just hammering the calls and wanting to get meetings set up, to people who are, you know, helping to close business and be account executives. David's team he has done a wonderful job managing the group of companies that we have, but we're at a point where we need to expand that team. And each of these is really for us a profit center. You know, from a customer success, it's somebody that's not just, it's not a support role. We don't, our platform is very solid and we don't have a lot of support issues. It's more of education, advocation. How do you best leverage the platform? How do we help them upgrade and use more of our services to help across their entire organization? And then selfishly for me, I'm looking to bring somebody on as an executive admin to get a lot of my daily task work and somebody that I can trust that can help just drive and free up more of my time to do things like this and continue to educate and advocate what Great Recruiters is doing for the industry. So if you are interested or know anybody's interested, we love referrals as well. The best thing to do is just email us at careers@greatrecruiters.com. Certainly reference, hey, saw this through the Walsh webinar. Let us know what types of interest of jobs that you're interested in. Send us your resume. If it's not something that's aligned with our current needs, this is where we can even expand further to get you aligned with one of those staffing firms that we're working for, if that's something that you're interested in. But overall, as I mentioned, you know, when I started this, it wasn't about making life easier for the recruiters. I wanted to help improve the performance of that industry to help the job seekers have less pain, through the process. And so I'm excited about the journey we're on, and I'm excited to find some great people to join the team and help us drive this forward.
Well said.
Any other questions that we can answer for you? Well, this is
What other locations do you have in the state too, other than Troy too?
Question.
so being a software-based company, we're based in Troy. This is where we're headquartered, but I have employees in Florida, Texas, Oregon, San Francisco. David's here local. So we're looking to build more of our local presence because I personally love the energy and being able to get and pull people together. I think there's a lot of value there, but also understand that for the right people, you can be remote or you can work hybrid. So we don't have any other physical locations because it's really not needed in the type of work that we provide.
Yeah, and there's some more insight on that. Adam and I meet up, a couple times a month and brainstorm in person, talk through things. But I mean, I'm at my home. He's at his home right now. So, like you said, the kind of that hybrid flexibility. So.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I have
Any
two
other?
questions.
Oh,
Yeah.
Joe, go ahead, please.
Number one, do you work with any international students? We do have I do work for Walsh. Do you work with any international students that a lot of them are very tech focused, like data analytics, things like that. And number two, so if I'm working with a student and they're looking to work with a recruiter, would I refer them to which one of you, or do you have a contact? If you could put it in the chat, that would be great.
Yeah, actually, right on our website in the upper right-hand corner, it says find a recruiter right there.
Okay.
It's just kind of a form where they can fill out their information. That's going to go to our customer
Perfect.
success, and we'll get them aligned with depending on what their needs are.
Okay.
What's coming up later this year is that they're going to be able to go right in and filter and search and find and connect directly with those recruiters directly on the website.
Perfect.
From an international perspective, it really all depends on their visa status and the staffing firm. Great recruiters themselves, we aren't set up to work with international talent, but many of our IT and engineering companies certainly do work with international talent.
Okay.
Maddie, you've been quiet. I always like calling on the quiet ones. Do you have any questions that we can answer for you?
I don't have any questions, but I did just want to say that this was very informational as someone who's going to be graduating soon. I didn't even know what recruiting was or that was something offered. So this was very insightful.
Nobody grows, and I'll tell you what, it's a great career for those who watch this as well. I had a very, very good career in staffing, and if you love helping people and you love working with people, and it's a great opportunity to make a great living, recruiting is it's a great industry that I think is becoming just more formalized, and there's opportunities in it as well. What are you graduating with, Maddie?
I'm graduating with a marketing degree.
Okay, all right, good. Any focus specifically?
No, I'm kind of exploring all my options right now. So that's why I'm really happy that I decided to join today, because now this is something I can add to my list.
Well, great. Well, all of you feel free. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, Adam Conrad. And I'm happy if you're looking for anybody that might be able to help. I'm always happy to provide referrals. And like I said, I just want to help make the job search process easy for you.
Yeah, and I'll echo that what Adam said, that so I came from a background doing success, but in the nonprofit industry, and the staffing community has been very welcoming, and went out for drinks on Saturday with some friends that I've met through the industry and stuff now. So yeah, again, no one ever grows up being like, I want to be a recruiter, but it's been a good 4 years. So
good. Well, if there is nothing else, I just want to say thank you again, everybody, for your time. Eric, I know you dropped, but thanks for inviting us on. And Liz, really appreciate you kicking this off for us, and Scott. And we're here as resources. So I'm happy to be a resource. If you are working with a recruiter or if you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out. You know, we're here to help. And if there's anything we can do, let us know. And if there are any of the positions that you are interested in taking a look at, go ahead and email us at careers@greatrecruiters.com and we'll be in touch.
Well, thank you so much for your time. This was really informative. And I have to say, I've been in career services for a long time. And this is just really like a very unique idea. And I can see how helpful it would be because, you know, all staffing agencies or recruiting agencies are not the same. So what a great thing you're doing.
Well, thank you very much. And
Yeah.
someone like Maddie, who's starting off, I mean, you can find that recruiter that can be your talent agent for life, right? You make them do the heavy work for you and get you aligned, allows you continue to progress in your career. That's my vision for you. So appreciate it, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you so
Have a great
much.
day.
Thank you.